All the words in your head have been sucked out by the magnetism of my genius.
Well, hello there. This is a new one. It wasn't really planned. But hey, here we are. I've been playing a lot of Space Engineers as of late, so I figured now would not be a bad time to just kind of show it off a bit. Even though I'm not... This is not going to be a regular thing. Let's put it forward right now. This is a game I play for myself. I might join up something a bit more consistent and or, you know, multiplayer social kind of setting once Space Engineers 2 launches, which is kind of what gave me the itch. The announcement for Space Engineers 2 gave me the itch to play this game again. Let's not kid ourselves here. But here I am just chilling and enjoying the beautiful view of the planet I spawned on. This is a solar system start, but I started on the side of that planet over there. I'm now in space, in the middle of an asteroid field, on a home-built space station that isn't completely sealed yet, so my oxygen's going down. I could give you a little tour to begin with. Entrance airlock right here. That actually seals. Button to pressurize the place. There's oxygen here, but I'm not done pressurizing everything yet. Medical station. And over here, something I'm really freaking proud of. This little container here is the entry point to my conveyor system. And I've done a lot of work to it. I'll show off just in a minute. Gravity generator right there. And then color-coded storages in the floor. This is all of my storage over here. Containers are color-coded. And they're all embedded in the floor. So it still gives me a bit more room to move around. Control table here in the lounge where we started. Couches, view. This bit here is not sealed at all. I am going to have to armor that up pretty extensively. Main thruster back there. And if we keep going up, another sealing door here with an air vent. Although this place is not sealed yet because all of the windows aren't built. Main pilot seat right here. Gives me control to the whole station. Windows, front thruster, that has to move actually. It's going to be a thing I'm going to want to do today. Is move that thruster a bit forward so I can build windows up here and seal that place up. Couple of control buttons for pressurizing things. And to power on and off the big nuclear reactor I have right behind that window. That's not unsafe at all for, you know, radiation or anything. And then if we go out the entrance airlock to the outside, you got a stairwell. An outside staircase that gets me to the roof and the two landing pads we have here. There's also weaponry on basically every side of the ship. Because pirates are a thing in this part of space. I have my little orange ship, which is my builder slash scavenger ship. Grinder on a side, welder on the other. Lots of cargo capacity. And this one is, I call it the disco miner ship, because it looks like a freaking disco ball with the texture I have on it. It's just a mining drill, really. It's pretty simple. These two connected also to the conveyor system of the station. Now, I wanted to show off the, I did want to show off the conveyor system here because I am quite proud of how I've built this thing. I keep the gravity very low in the station here, just to say that there is a little bit. I'm at 0.1 G. So let's say I need stuff in here. So construction components, those are pretty common. Tubes, steel plates. And then I go, oh no, I actually have windows to build over here. And I don't want to kind of bother to try to know, like, go through every container to empty out my inventory. So I just drop it in here. And the conveyor takes it back to the proper containers. The tubes I took are back here. The components are back to here. All of that basically gets auto-sorted as long as I use this entry point here or the entry points on the roof. The two docking points on the roof where the ships are currently docked are also connected as an entry point to that conveyor system, which means as soon as I dock, the conveyor system will empty out the ship and just sort everything out in the containers below. Really, really cool. Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, medical system here. The mining ship also happens to be hydrogen powered, which means it can work in atmosphere. That is the one ship I can use to go back to planet side if I need to, which I have because I've got a base down there. And also there's one resource that I have not been able to find out here. As you can see, I have a lot of markers around here just to know what every asteroid kind of has. But I haven't been able to find cobalt up here. So when I do run out of that, I kind of have to go back to planet side to mine it until I find some up here. Otherwise, yeah, this is, if we go to the underneath side, because there is more stuff going on down there. Another docking port with a disabled conveyor. Because that one is literally the opposite of the auto sorter. That one can take from every storage container in the base and pull it into here. So when I'm using my building ship, I like to get here, dock the building ship here, and then pull all of the resources I need, and then go out, build my stuff, dock back on the roof, empty it back out. All's good. If we look more on the production side facilities of things, refinery, big refinery right here, big storage. That storage is only for ingots and raw ore, so really just to keep the refinery fed, and the two assemblers that are right here, all with a bunch of extra boost modules and things. And then we have obviously thrusters, weaponry, a lot of Gatling guns, and a couple of autocannons as well. The whole underneath side of the base also is going to need to get armored up quite heavily. And I'm going to need, well, not really a whole lot of extra thrusters, because this is meant to be a station more than a ship. But it still can move, and as expected from a station, well, the maneuverability is not really up to par. So, let's get into our building ship right now, and I'm going to get going on building all of these windows that I intended to get going here. So, we're just going to And then just like that. Spin it around. And bump into the main thruster instantly. Sure. Gonna go right here. I actually have control over the conveyor systems from the ship itself. So I tend to use that because they tend to enter into conflict if I try to run both the sorting and the output conveyor systems at once. So I have them here on my toolbar where I could just disable one, enable the other, and then grab the stuff I need. So for Windows, I need a whole lot of bulletproof glass to the point where I might need to make more. I'm gonna need some girders. I'm gonna need some tubes. And I think I need construction components as well. So I'll grab all of it, really. Then we switch back the then we can switch back the conveyor systems, and over here in production I'm gonna get going on making more glass, more tubes, more girders, just so I have enough in reserve, because I'm expecting to build a lot more of these glass windows. Parking released. There we go. We could just now... Actually, I need to go to the front of the ship, so it's that way. Also gonna do a thing is I'm gonna step out of the ship and disable my own flashlight, because otherwise it shines in the inside of the cockpit and is a bit obnoxious. And then up here I can go and start building. The one thing I am gonna do though is I am going to grind down that engine right there. So grinder on. There you go. I also mistakenly destroyed that window there, so that's going to be a thing. I'm just going to step out, and we're going to rebuild the windows and stuff that I need. So here, that one. I need a steel plate that I could just grab from the ship. I'll grab a steel plate from the ship, and I think a couple girders for extra windows. So, there. The armor up top is probably going to have to get rebuilt as well, but... There you go. There you go. And then probably the roof here, I'm just gonna armor up. This is all gonna be armor, but for now I don't have materials for armor on me or on the ship, so it's gonna do it that way. Back in. Welder on. Rebuild the engine. Beautiful. Jacqueline Rose, thank you very much. Oh, stretch. Yep, very good idea. Ah. Well, hello there. What's up? I hope you're having a great day. There we go. And then here, I need lights on. There we go. Now I can actually see what the hell I'm doing. And all of these glass panes here need to get built, so... Luckily, my building ship is not too bulky. It's still pretty big, but... It's good enough to be precise to the point where I can kind of handle it where I need it to go. And the welder's range is actually pretty good, which helps. There you go. Nope, I might be out of materials. I'm gonna have to go get some more. What do we have here? I'm out of bulletproof glass, clearly. Yeah, I'm out of glass, and I'm out of, I'm low on girders, and I'm out of glass completely. So let's go refill at the bottom of the station. How are you doing today, Jackie? You okay if I call you Jackie? Go, we're just gonna dock onto here. Blam. Switch up the conveyors, and now I can grab my stuff. And because the sorting conveyors actually kicked in while I was not docked, I now have everything sorted out in the proper containers. I was low on girders, so I'm going to grab all of that. I might need more glass at this point. I plan to build a lot more windows here, so let's just queue up 1,000, and in my second assembler I'll queue up 1,000 girders as well. There we go. And now I could just and welder on. Wonderful. I'll get the side piece over here. That should be the main bridge mostly done here. That's one thing I have currently just got that whole, yeah, I should seal that lower bit here just to be able to pressurize the cockpit by itself, the main bridge. Yeah, that's gonna have to happen. So that little window here. Follow me on Twitter. Well, thank you. Sure, I'll have a look once I'm done streaming. I also built that window the wrong way around. So that's gonna have to be fixed. And I'm just gonna have, gonna be a 1x1 instead. Eight. Go. That. And over here, that's just going to be a big old block of armor. Just to seal that one off. I need some plates. Luckily, still have a gap in here. There we go. Just so I can grab stuff real fast. And back to here. And even the plates I just grabbed, I could just throw those in the ship. Start using the ship to build. It's just getting the angle when you're in a... There we go. So that in there should be sealed now, if I've done this right. So let's test that out. I'm just gonna fly back down to here. We're gonna go to the main bridge, which is right here. Shut the door. That's still telling me that it's not pressurized. So there is a gap somewhere. Could it be this? Well, that feels like it should be completely sealed. Or are these conveyors not sealed? That's one thing I do hope for Space Engineers 2, is that it gives you, especially for bigger stations like this, is that it would give you like a UI to show where the air leaks, like airflow. So that if you do get a leak, you know where it is. Because right now I'm not entirely sure of what is leaking in here. Because that is not... Okay, it says not pressurized. So there's clearly a gap somewhere where air is flowing out, and I'm not sure where it is exactly. I think it might be this little piece here. I might need to make it a flat one like on this side. For 6, I think? Yeah, that looks about right. Nope, it's gonna be... One by 2 side right, so that would be side left, I guess. Ah, okay, no. That's the inverted. It would be that one. Perfect. Now, let's weld that up. Still seeing yellow on the air vent, so that is not considered sealed. I do have a window in front of that nuclear reactor, so all of that should be sealed. Is it that conveyor? Starting to have a suspicion that it might be that conveyor. I kind of like the look of it, though. I don't want to... What if I just throw, like, a window? in front of it. Something like that. Would that count as sealed, or? Because I feel like all of that should be up there. That should be sealed. Or it might be the door, actually. What if I put the door the other way around? Still not pressurized. I've got an air leak somewhere in here, and it is not a fun time to figure out. I do have a suspicion that it might be that conveyor. So I mean, I could test it with just... no, not a slope, just straight up, standard window. Need some glass and girders again. Grab them from here. And now it is pressurized. So it is that conveyor. Okay. It is that conveyor. Very good to know that these are not sealed. These are not considered sealed because I have quite a few of them. That I am going to have to seal off in the rest of the base. So, there's that. I also... Wait, nope. Stop production here, because I remembered I have a bunch of these components. Okay. I am going to depressurize here, just so it doesn't repressurize right away. So I'm not wasting air. Plus, do I even have, like, an oxygen tank anywhere on this base? Yes, I have 2. Alright. Oh yeah, I'm actually standing almost right on them. They're right here. That's what because the medical bay is actually plugged into that. That and the hydrogen tank that is back there under the stairs. This is actually kind of... This is what is going to make it tricky to seal the rest of this base. Is going to be that conveyor right here. Which I'm probably going to have to completely seal off. The back here isn't sealed at all, and if we go down below, the hydrogen tank right there. That's the oxygen tanks and the hydrogen tanks. And these are not... I'll have to build a big old armor box around those. Just to seal them off. And now that we know that these conveyors are not... Well, yeah, these are not even reinforced conveyors. I should probably fix that. Well, yeah, I have quite a lot of conveyors going around. That is... And it can get pretty... I had to color code some of it to at least figure it out. All of the yellow conveyors are part of the output system that goes to that thing, whereas the black ones are the sorting conveyors. So it sorts both, sends the ore into and oxygen into, because I've got an H2O2 generator buried somewhere in there. I think it's mostly at the front of the ship. It's there. It's that output right there. That's an H2O2 generator. Which I am going to have to seal that off. So yeah, lots and lots and lots of building going on here. That's going to be most of today's stream, really. Just building up this place. Because I have plenty of resources for basically everything that I need right now. In terms of ingots and ore, I've loaded up with quite a few mining trips as of late, so I think I'm good on that side. But I am going to want to be moving thrusters around a bit. I am going to want to be armoring up, especially the bottom of the base. It looks a bit lumpy. I'm still good with that. And yes, color-coded landing pads, just so I can know. Like, once Space Engineers 2 launches, and I am able to join, like, I'm going to be finding myself a dedicated server to join, or make one. And, this could be like a really cool little design for a small trading station. So, you know, if you buy, you dock down there. If you sell, you dock up here, and everything gets sorted, and I don't have to do all that much, really. It would be a nearly automated trading station at that point. Yeah. But this needs a lot of armoring up. The bottom thrusters also need to move one lower to be kind of even with the connector and the guns. And I might want more than two. I've only got two of these little thrusters on each side and a big one for the forward. And I've left these conveyors as kind of the outside. But now that I know that these are not sealed, I am going to plan probably a whole row of glass right here. Just bulletproof glass for days. And seal it using that kind of... Where's my window? There you go. I do Ah, I'm not going to be able to do it there, though. Because of the gun. I might have to move the gun. I might have to move the gun because of that. Or seal it from the inside. I think I might seal that bit from the inside. Although this guy, yeah. This is already sealed, this little part. So this should be fine. I just need the roof. Yeah, okay. So let's be methodical about this, because otherwise I know I'm just going to be scatterbrain and just starting everything and not finishing a thing. So. This here needs to get armored up. Simple enough. Where's my building ship? Right there. So we're just gonna go back to our docking station. I should actually swap these guys around, because the mining ship is a little bit more compact and less likely to bump into things. You know what? I'm going to do it right away. I will move the Disco Miner ship to the blue landing pad, because it actually kind of fits better there. Just in terms of not being too likely to bump into thrusters or guns. And I'll dock the mining ship on the pink connector. This mining ship could also use a decent bit more work. It is, as you can see, it is not armored up at all. If we do get into even remotely hostile territory, it's probably going to take a beating. To the point where I'm actually considering making those two landing pads into kind of an inside cargo bay kind of business. That's certainly something I've been thinking of. But then that would mean the guns would have to move, the thrusters would have to move. Like that would be an insane amount of work to pull that off. And on a single player save, I'm not going to take the time to do that. But when I do get them on a multiplayer server, I probably will. And the biggest reason why I'm okay with building all of this in single player right now is I could turn this into a blueprint. I'm just hoping that we can import blueprints from Space Engineers 1 into the second game. That would save me a lot of time. But also, I'm actually very okay with having to rebuild most of this if I have to, now that I've learned how it works and how I can have like a really solid design for this kind of ship slash base slash station. So let's have a look here. If I want to be armoring up, I'm going to need all of the seal plates in the world. So 651. That doesn't feel like enough for what I need to do here. Let's drop in another 1,000 or so. No, I wanted the refinery. And I do have a basic refinery as well, which is kind of useful. Although my yield rate is a lot better on the big refinery rather than the small one. To the point where maybe I want to attach a yield module on the basic refinery. The basic refinery is kind of hidden all the way in here. It's pretty deep in there. So when I have a whole bunch of time, I probably should just shut down the basic refinery. It'll save me on power, and that'll also... Because I can't upgrade that. I can't upgrade these. I might want like a second big refinery at some point. But that makes this ship destined to get a lot bigger. Which I'm okay with. It's just kind of have to plan for that. Okay. Let us, now that I have a lot of iron plates, you know what? I'm actually going to get another 1,000 going on the second assembler. Let's get up there, grab the building ship. Actually, no. Because I'm not very good at placing blocks from, like, when I am in the middle of piloting a ship. So I'm better off placing the blocks from outside of a ship and then kind of welding them up with the ship itself. So that's going to be, yeah, just straight up. Something like that, and instead of that little window there, I think I'm going to make it another slope like this. I think it's going to look better. So if I do that and then turn that around, that's a 1 slope. I need a 2 slope. Right there. So yeah, just like that. So that should seal up the front of the ship completely. Fantastic. Now we're going to move on to this side here, I think. And I have a pretty big decision to make here in terms of this conveyor line right there. Because what I could do, and I'm actually kind of tempted by it, because right now that stairwell is going around in kind of the long way. I could just turn that stairwell around, get rid of these 2 blocks, connected to this platform here, just, you know. So I'd go up kind of this way, right here, to there, and then over to the bridge. And then I could move the conveyor line. This whole conveyor line. Because right now it is, yeah, there's a T-junction right there that goes to the outside. I could turn the T-junction around to point directly that way. Just run it here and then seal it from the outside. Now that I know that these air does not, you know, is not contained inside those. I could even change those to normal conveyors instead of the reinforced ones. And then over here, that would change into a T-junction, basically. That one would change into either a T-junction or a conveyor block, like that. So I wouldn't have to move the gun, and I'd be able to seal the whole thing. That is a lot of work, but I think this might be the way to go. Because that specific conveyor here is my ammo. That's my ammo conveyor, isn't it? I think it is. Yeah, because it's linked to the guns, so it has to be. If I look at this gun here, yeah, it is loaded. It's getting ammo here. So that's what that line is for. It's just to keep that gun loaded. Whereas that line over there is the one that empties the landing pads into the rest of the conveyor system below. You can see it go from there to here to there and then down below the floor. Get sorted below the floor and then back up into these containers. Okay, I think this is what has to be done. So stairwell has to move. That's the first step. I need to make enough room for the conveyors to go through, so. I want a catwalk. Just a one rail cat. No, actually a corner will do just fine. If I do corner, like that. And then stairs right here. There we go. The gravity generator also might have to move, but I kind of like where it is. I kind of like where it is right now, just because it's not... It's visible, because it's cool. It looks great. I kind of like it. It is a bit in the way. To the point I might want to try to... Might remove those windows and kind of armor up over here. And put the gravity generator maybe in that corner there or something. But if it has to move, I'll do it afterwards. So. Now the other big problem that I have is that the building ship is going to have issues getting in here. It's not that nimble. Although for that line over there, I might be able to grind that down. In worst case, I'll have to rebuild the windows. I'm okay with that. I need to be able to target things a bit more precisely in here, so that T-junction is going to get changed. That one. So that exact T-junction is going to move to be like that. And then that here is also going to change it to a T-junction. There you go. Could just do it from above. And like that. So now we could see, rebuild it. T-junction pointing that way. T-junction pointing this way. And then it's this whole line of conveyors that I'm going to grind down and rebuild. I think I can plan these out already. Just like that, because I had enough materials from grinding down the old T-junction back there. And I am going to grind down this one here, just so I don't grind down the gun by mistake with the ship, because the grinder range is deceptively long, which is good when you're scavenging ships, but when you're doing precision work around your own ship, it can be a bit tricky. All right, let's try that. So I'm gonna go into here. Actually, all of the materials I have on me right now, I'm going to throw in the ship right away, which gets resorted inside the base because I didn't shut down the conveyor system. That's fine. I could just grab my stuff back from here. There we go. So now I need a bunch of plates for armor. Let's say 500. That should do. I'm going to need a whole bunch of bulletproof glass for windows. Although I have not planned any windows yet. It's fine. I'll need... for the conveyor lines, I'm gonna need some components. Let's grab 1,000. I'm gonna need some motors. I'm gonna need interior plates, which I am running a bit low on. Tubes. Computers? I'm not sure if I need computers. I might as well grab them just in case. I might need large tubes, but I don't exactly remember. So I'm going to step out. Motors, small tubes, interior plates, steel plates. I don't need the big tubes. Okay. So this is fine. I should have everything I need right now to be able to rebuild this thing. Plus, I need to grind down the conveyor line that's already there. So I did go to the wrong side of the ship, though. So just gonna... Yo, and I am going to want to start grinding. The grinder is on my left arm of this ship, so So I want to start from here. There we go. Move on. As soon as I'm basically done grinding down the parts, shut down the grinder right away so I don't grind anything else by accident. There we go. And now is there... Okay. The way I could reach that with the welder is if I go at an angle kind of like this. Kind of turn myself a little bit. Just like that. Welder on. There you go. And now I'm just going to go along the line like this. Ah, you see? Now I'm bumping into the gun, though. So... Oh! Just able to reach. Fantastic. Okay. I also had a bunch of armor planned out to the front of the ship. As well as some windows. I forgot about that one. I don't think I have the materials for the window. I do have the materials for the armor. So let's do that. Yeah, I don't have what I need for that window. Otherwise it would be welding right now. I'm just gonna turn my ship back to here. And now we're gonna plan a whole bunch of armor to seal up this side of the ship, really. This is probably gonna be mostly flat. So let's do... I need plates. Which I have on the ship. I just have to grab a few. Grab, let's say, 100 of those. Just to be able to place enough blocks to get everything sorted out. And there, that looks about right. Then I could do something like this on that conveyor, because that needs to get sealed. Something like that. Yeah, I think that looks about right. And then I go flat blocks here, and then I'll do slope right on the edge of the landing pads. Like so. Then afterwards it's going to be a matter of sealing down that. Okay, so even this I could do. Now over here, that block might actually have to turn into something like that. Might not want to do that just yet. I'm going to want these inside blocks as well. Okay. That's a decent start. That's a lot of armor built up very fast. Or at least planned out very fast. Now the only thing I got to do is weld it all up. I don't think I have enough iron plates on me to weld it all up already, but I have enough to get started a decent amount. So... fantastic. Look at that. I could do here. And I just ran out of plates. Because it just stopped welding even though I'm in range. So we're just going to go back down. Flip around. Dock onto that. Invert the conveyors. Couple thousand iron plates. That should be enough. Oh, I also wanted bulletproof glass. No, I have glass. It's the girders that I need. It's the girders that I need for the window up front. So I don't need like a ton of those. Probably just 100 would be enough. And then... $300 of those. Let's do... I was running low on interior plates for those conveyors, so let's make more. Alright. Yeah, this is not looking bad. So let's go to the front of the ship first. Let's sort out that little glass pane. Little glass window up top, right above the gun. There we go. And now I have to move to this side here, go back to building up all of that armor. Which I'm going to be able to plan a whole lot more of because I just grabbed like 2,000 plates. So... there we go. Had to bump it to the gun a bit, but... and now it's going to be... if I step back a bit, yeah, it's going to be below here. Spin a bit, I should be able to just reach the blocks here. Beautiful. There we go. Well, that's that side mostly sealed. It's not pretty. It's lumpy as hell, but it's armored up. Because I do want to get to protecting all of the mechanical bits down here. Alright, I'm going to grab some plates and start blueprinting here. That could probably get sealed. Is that thruster going to move? No, I don't think it's going to move. I think that thruster's fine where it is. Those thrusters down below might have to move, though. That part, I do remember that I wanted to do that. So, I am going to put a little bit of armor there. I'm going to grind down the thrusters. And I think I'm going to have 3 of them. So, if I go to here, actually just going to blueprint the new thrusters already. Ah, that one conflicts with the gun. Okay, so it's going to be these 2 for now. Might have a third exactly where the old one is. Except moved 1 block further, well, down, considering my camera's point of view right now. Okay, yeah, I can work with that. Okay. So I'm gonna go welder on. I'm gonna start welding armor here. Then I'm going to move to about there, and I'm going to try to be grinding down only the engine and nothing else. Welder off, grind it on. There we go. Now I can weld that one. Then I'm going to move over there, and I'm going to try to do the same thing with that engine, which is going to be even trickier. I think I got it, though. There we go. Turn around, welder on. Beautiful. Welder off. Actually, welder on for all of that armor over there. There we go. Okay, now with the thrusters moved, I should be able to protect the innards a bit more, because those conveyors were very exposed, which I did not like. I did not enjoy that at all. So let's just look to seal all of that up, really. You know what? I might use that. I am definitely going to be needing more thrusters quite soon. Well, not quite soon, but very soon, because this building up of armor is going to make the whole station significantly heavier. And it already doesn't maneuver very well. It's a station. It's not meant to be maneuverable. So extra thrusters might be... Not might be. Will be necessary. Luckily they're ion thrusters, so I don't need them to be connected to conveyors. I could do... I could place them pretty much anywhere I want. It's mostly going to be a matter of fit and making sure they don't get too much in the way of guns, and same for the connector here. Like I got to make sure I don't burn any docking ships. I'm seeing a little bit of armor there that I haven't sealed, that I haven't welded yet, so let's do that first. There we go. I'm gonna go down here. Start welding up this whole section here. This is where it might get tricky. The ship is not huge, but it's also definitely not small. So these are some very, very confined spaces to be welding in. It is just big enough to fit in there, though. It's just small enough to fit in there, I should say. That's what she said. Go a couple more blocks down there. I actually should turn myself that way. Oh, that's the... Oh. Let's not bump into the staircase if I can help it. Oh, a little bit more armor there. Oh, there's actually 2 blocks of it. So... I am gonna weld that one by hand just to make it a bit easier on myself. But yeah, that station is suddenly looking a lot better than it was. The whole back section here still has to be planned out and sealed, and so's the bottom, but we're making good progress. In 90 minutes, that's productive. Oh, there's one block. Couple blocks I couldn't reach down here, although might be able to with the ship. Well, let's go for that. Was down here. It's those. There we go. That's not looking too bad. This whole section here should probably also get armored up. That cargo container definitely needs to get armored up. That station is very quickly turning into a Borg cube with just a couple of extra lumps. And you know what? I'm actually kind of okay with that. Here we go. Don't have enough plates. Okay. I'm pretty sure the ship's not going to be able to reach in there for welding, but yeah, the inside here I might have to do the hand weld, but now the other problem that I have, well, I'm gonna have to seal that from the inside, isn't it? Because that conveyor is not gonna keep the air in. Same for that one. So it's gonna have to get sealed all the way to here. Maybe even outside of it, and then over. For now, I'm just gonna do something like that. The wall off that bit. So that right there. If I turn myself that way, I think... Luckily, I've kept this thing low profile enough that I'm able to get into a decent amount of those really tight corners to be able to weld in there. go. Now let's go on the other side of that thruster. I'm gonna turn myself like that. All right. Yeah, that's not... It's not great, but it's not looking terrible either. The biggest problem is going to be trying to... Do I even... Okay. I am going to try to get atmosphere into this part of the station, but it is not guaranteed in the slightest that I'm going to be able to have that. And that's like... I had, what, 2,000 plates? Already used up 1,500 of them, just armoring up this thing. And I'm nowhere near done. I am nowhere near done. I want to have a little kind of protection section around that engine here. There we go. That also tells me that I should go into here. Just access the connector directly. Queue up another 1,000 plates. I might have to armor that one from the inside and kind of seal that in with those. It's probably what's going to happen. Okay, let's just... Whoa! What was that? Oh, my welder was still on. Crap. I just ran myself into my own welder. No wonder that hurts. Luckily, medical facility right here. I could just heal myself up. There you go. Okay. So that's also going to need... I do believe that whole section is just going to be armor. So... do something like that. Get rid of that. And then I go here. Something like so. Yeah. It's a start. For that layer, at least. Let's get below the thing here. Grab a whole bunch more plates. So if I do something like that. And then grab another 800 plates. Sure, I'll take those. Now might be a point where I start running out of iron though, because I have used a lot. Yes, there is that little kind of cowl around the engine that I do like to build, just to prevent things from targeting my engines too easily. There we go. And it does break kind of the the Borg cube look that we have going on here. Now, yeah, the armor I have been building is back here, so let's get that going. This might be a bit tricky though. Oh, beautiful. There we go. Now I could just step back. Alright, this is good work. Welder off, so I don't hurt myself again. We're gonna have to go... I think it's gonna happen like this. I'm gonna have... Ah, these are armor plates. Okay, so I can't... Well, let's not do that. I might want to remove that one right there. And replace that with one of these blocks. No, I don't want to respawn. Like that. And I'm also going to want to take out this one. Also replace that with a block of armor. Just like that. Not exactly sure if I should armor up that too, kind of make the wall there. Probably. Go, kind of the same deal we had before, just that's kind of a rule of thumb in this game, is keep your ships relatively flat if you can, at least the small ships, just so you can get into those more confined spaces if you need to. That, and now if I just kind of turn myself like that, I can probably kind of just weld my way along the line here. And then right back out. That's just barely enough room and range that I was able to get into there. There we go. So that means over here I'm gonna have like double, triple layer of armor in some places. And I'm actually very okay with that. I might actually give it a bit of a corner kind of setup here. If I do, say, we're gonna block there and there. And these three as well. But for that one, could go for something like that, maybe? That could be flat. That would be one of those. I would need to draw that out a bit more, though. I think the idea is there. So if I do over here instead. That kind of lines up to here. And those could just be normal flat blocks. That means this is probably not going to be a flat block. But everything else kind of lines up. So I think that's not going to look half bad. Go. There you go. Should also have, I had options on here. That's the one. There we go. That, and then, not sure I'm going to be able to get in there to weld. Actually, I'm pretty positive I'm not going to be able to. Yeah. So that last block over there is going to have to be welded by hand. Okay, I'm still saving a ton of time with this ship. Okay, so now... how do I do this? So it's going to be... flat block here, into slope, into another slope. Yeah, that looks about right. That means slope here. Slope here into flat there. That one's not going to strictly going to be a slope. It's going to be one of those. That. There you go. That looks about right. A lot of that I'm going to have to weld by hand, though. My ship is not going to be able to make it in there. Let's grab a whole bunch of plates. Well, it's mostly the inside ones that are going to be problematic, so... There we go. Everything else, I should be able to weld directly with the ship. There's no piece that welder can't get to. I might have to grind down that corner here. Just to make it look a bit better, but I'm trying to break the Borg cube pattern. It's a bit too Borg cubey for me right now. Don't get me wrong, Borg cubes are friggin' awesome, but that's not... I mean, I could go for the Borg cube, though. Alright, yeah, that's a decent amount of armor right there that I can just weld right away with the welder ship. So let's just do that. Am I out of plates? I'm out of plates. Alright. Let's go back down below. Grab more. I've queued up more from the assemblers, so I should be decently stocked up here. $167, that's not a whole lot. Am I out of iron? I still have some iron ingots, not a ton, but might have to go for on an iron mining trip. And you know what? This is not a bad moment to do it. We're low on plates. We're low on iron. The assembler is going to need a bit of time to make all of these plates anyway, and it's going to need more iron to be able to make them. Let's grab our mining ship. And go mine some iron. This thing is a lot faster than the builder ship. Iron. I see 3 different iron asteroids up there. So we're gonna go that way. There we go. And this is why I made this ship a decent bit faster than the other ones. Mostly because I want to have a ship that can move around asteroid fields fairly quickly. That could go mine around. We also see the signal down there 90 kilometers away for a station that is not mine. It is neutral. It belongs to UVDR. And my own planetary base in blue right there, right beside it. I might do a little trip back down to the base. Mostly as a cargo run, because down there I have left the planetary base processing a whole bunch of cobalt I had mined. Because as I said before, I have not found any cobalt asteroids. Ooh, mining transport. United Mining Guilds. Yeah. Look here at the factions. We have a fair few, but pirates and spiders are a thing. Universal Drillers, UVDR. In UNMG, okay. So I might fly down there, back down to the planet, to go grab all of those cobalt ingots that I've been making down there. But at this distance, re-entry takes a while. Because we're kind of speed limited to 100 meters per second. And the atmosphere is pretty thick on this planet. Somewhere like, actually, no, I wouldn't say, not the atmosphere, but the gravity well is about 40 kilometers away from the planet's surface. Bit more than 40. So it requires a decent amount of fuel and power to be able to lift off from there. Which, coincidentally, weirdly, the nest, the big station, the Borg cube, I had to partially build on the surface of the planet and then strap 2 giant hydrogen boosters under it just to lift it off the planet, and then got rid of those, replaced those with iron. That was a process. Alright, 10 kilometers away, so it's not too bad. Making decent, actually speed up a bit more here. This ship is quite fast in terms of acceleration in its current configuration, and also, you know, with empty cargo base. Once I have a truckload of iron back, it's gonna take quite a bit more to accelerate up to speed because it's a lot heavier. There's also a few other planets out there, but I don't have access to a jump drive just yet. I am going to try to make the station itself jump capable at some point, which I think would be interesting. Just a couple kilometers away now. There's that one down there I could go for. There's a lot of iron asteroids in this little cluster here, so... There we go. When the signals start separating, usually. And where I've put the GPS markers is usually either close to the deposit itself or the mine shaft to it. If I had to dig into the stone. Okay. Let's go down to here. I think that one's gonna be... Yeah, there we go. My ore detector is actually pinging now. That one's actually a mine shaft. I'm actually better off just widening the thing a bit. So I am just going to line myself up kind of there. I'm going to widen that mine shaft this way. I'm going to be grabbing a decent amount of stone in the process, but I honestly don't care right now. And luckily this shit is flat enough that I'm able to just start digging there in a straight line and just keep going without fear of bumping into anything. Everything is kind of behind the profile of the drills and the area of effect of the drills. And it seems like the stone crust isn't too thick around that iron deposit, and that iron deposit is probably massive from what I'm seeing here. It's exactly what I'm hoping for. How much do we have? Quite a lot of stone, and not a whole lot of iron. I'd much rather cheat. That's a magnesium deposit down there. And I've marked it as such. Okay. I've already dug into it too. Okay. So this is kind of the other... I wish I had a way to kind of smart filter out these inventories just to be able to throw stone out. I might modify the ship for that at some point. It's just right now I can't. Well, my only solution really is to step out and kind of grab the stone by hand and throw it out. And the way I do that is basically I just throw it that, and I'm using my mag boots on the surface of the ship, and I just kind of push it away. Grab about 2,500 kilos at a time, so it takes me a bit, but this is fine. Also seeing my hydrogen tank being a bit low, so I might want to grab some ice on the way back, although I'm not too concerned. That can go out right there. Nope. There we go. That should be enough. I don't mind bringing back a little stone. I don't mind bringing back a little bit of stone. It's not so bad because it still gives me other minerals that I kind of need. It's just not it's not that efficient. It's not weight efficient, that's for sure. But this is okay because I could just refill the ship with basically pure iron here. Just keeping an eye on my weight here. There we go, 103,000 kilos. Yeah, that's kind of hidden behind me, though. That bit is a little bit hidden behind me. But, basically, right behind my camera, I could see the weight of the ship as well as my energy levels and fuels. I should probably move my camera to here-ish. There we go. We can see it right below me now. I'm at 68% of my fuel tank. And as for my electricity, I'm not generating any, and I'm not using any. It's my energy usage that is getting shown there. It's not my battery level. I wish I had a way to indicate battery levels. If I look at my battery, I still have 6 days worth of power. Well, it says 6 days, so guess that's that. We're just gonna boost back home now, because I know this ship's maximum weight, and 103,000 kilograms is just about it. There we go. And now I'm just gonna 180 the ship, which takes a lot longer than before, so that I can slow myself down using the main booster once I'm close to my base. There's also a bunch of these asteroids I haven't explored yet. Probably should. But for now, it's kind of where we're at. We are also about to get ads very soon, and I need hydration, and I need coffee, maybe a snack, little bathroom break. All of that's going to be pretty needed. So I might take a little break once the ads start running in about 30 seconds. Also seeing an asteroid right there, kind of basically right on my path. So I might want to stop by that and explore it, because I got plenty of fuel anyway. Like, maybe not that cluster there, because that's a bit of a detour, but that one right there, we could just see it now. In white, right above the ship. I might go for that one. Because it is pretty close, and I have an ore detector on the ship. So that would work quite nicely here. I also, ideally, would need to install some oxygen tanks on this ship. Alright, ads are going. I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll be back in just a couple minutes. And we're back. Is my face back? Yes, my face is back. Alright, cool. I should drop a save. Here we go. Ooh, music. Loud. Bit too loud. There we go. So yeah, we're flying by right now with dampeners off, which means basically whichever way I'm going, I'm going to keep going until I stop myself. Yeah, that little white asteroid right there, right above the ship, I think I am going to stop for. I think I am going to scan that one. Just in case there's stuff I need on it, really. But mostly, I've found basically everything except for cobalt at this point. So I'm hoping for cobalt deposit on this one. I am not going to lie. I am just gonna kind of steer myself that way. That way I slow down and my direction is gonna start shifting towards that asteroid. So there we go. And the way I know which direction to point myself to stop, because now I know exactly, I'm using that little, that thing, the circle. That's right there, right, almost right below the camera. If the little cross is in the middle, then that means my ship is pointing the right way. So if I do something like this, then I need to adjust. Now. There we go. So I'm mostly in the middle. I know stopping myself is mostly going to be using the main booster. I did explore that one, but not this. I'm not sure why. Unless I've already explored it and didn't find anything. That could also be another possibility. So we're going to slow ourselves right down. I am also a little bit concerned with my oxygen reserves, because there's no oxygen tank on this ship. And I forgot to bring extra oxygen... portable oxygen bottles. Which I usually do when I go on one of those mining trips. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that, because if I get too low, then I'm just gonna die. I think I have enough time to explore this thing and go back home without too much concern, but okay. Rule of thumb when exploring asteroids like this: deep craters like that one I'm pointing at right now are usually a very good place to start. Minerals are usually hidden inside the asteroids. You're not going to get surface deposit all that often. So that one is nothing, but usually, if you find a hole that's been punched clean through the asteroid, that is basically the first place you want to look at for minerals. And yeah, I'm seeing nickel here. I'm seeing iron silicon there. That's a nice big crater right here. Not seeing anything. Not seeing any craters that are particularly deep in here. But this doesn't look very promising when it comes to finding resources. I'm a bit far away from my spotlights to be effective. And also, if you have problems seeing things, usually the third-person camera tends to be a bit brighter than the first-person one. So I can actually see a little bit better here when I'm in third person, which is why I tend to fly a lot in third person, even though I don't. That's a cobalt deposit right there. Oh, that is so nice. I was so hoping for that. It's right here. Okay. That's fantastic, actually. There you go, you blue wondrous thing. I'm gonna drop a GPS marker right here. That's gonna be asteroid Cobalt. I want it nice and blue. That's almost purple. Actually, there we go. I'll turn ice into that color. And take the color of the ice markers for the cobalt. There we go. Also got a whole bunch of markers that are planet side, but those I'm currently not showing on the HUD because it's already cluttered enough as it is. Okay, I'm not going to be able to mine any cobalt just yet because my cargo's full, but knowing I don't have to fly back to planet side to get some cobalt now is really good. I also should hurry home quite quickly because oxygen is starting to run low. And so is fuel, actually. I'm down to 37%. Luckily, I got a big old hydrogen reserve on the base, so I could refill from that. Even that little asteroid cluster there. I have moved the base near that big asteroid just to be able to explore the cluster around it. So oh, that's gonna be yep, okay, I made a mistake here. With no oxygen, that's gonna be fun. Because now I can't go forward. I've destroyed that particular thruster. Where's the station? It's there. I'm gonna let the dampeners kind of do the work here to try to stop myself. Also trying to figure out which way the landing pads are. I think I'm on the, yeah, I'm at the bottom of the ship right now, so. Also seeing like either debris or pieces of something. Actually kind of have to or spin myself here just to stabilize. Alright, here's one thing I'm gonna do, because my oxygen is running awfully low. I'm gonna jetpack my way to the base right here. And I'm gonna step in my mining ship because that thing is plugged in onto the oxygen from the base. Okay, now I'm not gonna suffocate to death. I could also just build up a new thruster on this thing. I'm seeing you. What are those? Girders and... Okay, so there's materials that just... kind of fell off all over the place here. So I'm guessing I'm just outside the gravity well of the station itself. Okay. So let's see if I could plan out one of those. Right there. What do I need for that? Plates, components, steel tubes. Oh man, you're still moving, aren't you? I'm looking at my speed there. 0.13, 0.12. Okay, there we go. That should be me basically completely stopped now, which is exactly what I want. Okay, now, what do I need? Large tube, grid, plates, construction components. Let's throw that in the mining ship. Not the mining ship, the builder. And we're gonna build ourselves a new thruster. So, I've already got most of that. I've already got construction components. I need plates and I need big tubes. So, grab plates. There we go. And I'm gonna grab some big tubes. I don't need a ton of those. So let's do like 50 should be plenty. Go, engines on. Where's my mining ship? It's right there. So let's go there. Nice and slow. I'm gonna weld myself a new thruster. That's the drills. That's the front of the ship. The thruster's right there at the back. That was a big mistake by me, mostly because I didn't take enough account of all the extra weight I had in iron ore. It's not welding anymore. Why is it not welding anymore? What am I missing? Metal grids. I forgot the grids. Screw it. I'm gonna go get them. I'm just gonna go get them by hand here. Where's the back of the ship? There it is. Grids are in here. Just grab 50 of those and I'll throw them in there. Where's the... There they are. Not entirely sure why it's not firing up. It's built. I should also this white and then disco armor. There we go. And now it's fired up. Okay, it just took a bit. And now if I go to here, that one, save that. Beautiful. Now I'm just gonna slowly boost myself to the station so that I can dock and get rid of all of this iron ore that I'm carrying and get it processed within the station. There we go. We're gonna go on the blue landing pad here. Turn this thing around. I can use the little gravity generator from the station to kind of make sure I am decently oriented. There we go. And then lock on, engines off. Refill the hydrogen tank. As you can see right below me, that's my fuel getting up. Done. And if we look at the inventory now, still have some iron on me, but if we look in here, it's getting drained into that big cargo container here, which is on the base. And now the refineries are running. Yeah, refinery B currently isn't running because it's nowhere near, it doesn't get as good of a yield. So there's that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch the iron with the gravel here so that once it's done processing that chunk of platinum, actually, you know what? There we go. So now it's going to pull iron here because it goes in order of like however they're ordered in the container is what they do. So I'm going to want to get rid of the stone pretty quickly. So I'll put that in the front. And then, yep, all of that is now getting processed. I could actually throw the stone into refinery B. And turn that back on. There you go. So I don't care if the yield isn't all that great on stone. So I'm okay with that. There we go. So now that's my iron ore trip done. My builder ship is back here. Let's go grab that. And also bring that back home. There we go. Let's dock onto that. Figure out exactly. I am going to step out because all of these components that I found kind of just floating in the air. I'm still throw these back in the ship. And then after that, it's gonna be... yeah. So now the assemblers are legitimately working because, yeah, I'm not out of iron anymore. So now I have a whole lot more plates to work with. Exactly what I was hoping for. There we go. Couple thousand plates. And over there is the next little bits of armor that I wanted to weld. Now that I have enough resources to do it, I could just get right back to welding and building, which is fantastic. That gun and thrusters are a little bit in the way for the next pieces, but I'm gonna try to get to it anyways. There you go, just able to reach. So that side is starting to look pretty decent. And if I go back up, that's the back of the ship here. Yeah, okay. So that's kind of the right side of the base. So what's left to seal up is really the belly and the back. I think we're gonna go to seal the back now. I'm gonna start planning for that. Mostly because I want to be able to... mostly because I want to see if I could... weld her off. Mostly because I want to see if I could pressurize this place. Because the front is basically all sealed now. That's about as sealed up as I'm gonna get. And I still get the beautiful view. So I'm quite happy about that. But the back here, that is still very exposed to space. So I am gonna have to figure out a way to armor that up. And then that corner over here, but that's, I count that as part of the belly. So I might just board cube that straight up. Except not with the disco ball textures. And I'm also gonna need iron plates. Where's, there it is. Let's grab 100. Not outlandish to place 100 armor pieces here. So let's do that. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna cube it up for now. Just to see if there's any oxygen leaks. I also maybe intended to have another landing pad on the back here. Which is why that conveyor isn't sealed. And I still might do that. But But for now, I just want to see if I can pressurize this place. That would do it. I'm probably going to replace some of that with windows at some point, just to be able to get the view from the lounge, but I just want to test out if it works. There we go. Just gonna go kind of horizontal that way. I don't think that's going to be sealed enough because of the hydrogen tank, but that should be a pretty good start. Let's go inside and see what we could see in here. So, might want to put in some lights in here, actually. That's a window. Wonder if I could put some interior lights in here. Maybe a corner light? Yeah. Yeah, something like that, right above the air vent, maybe. Or here, just a line of, little line of lighting. I need construction components for that. And what else? That's it. It's just construction components. Might as well do that. There we go. Just a couple of little ceiling lights here. Then I can go in here. So if I lock that door, I don't think I have an air vent in here just yet. I could stick it right here on the ceiling. But yeah. Being able to see space through here tells me that this is not going to be sealed. Actually, I'm very convinced that this is not going to be sealed. I also kind of want to put something behind this medical room. But other than that, we are not looking terrible. I am undoubtedly going to want to window up some part of this, unless I turn it into a landing pad. But even then, I still might have some glass. Just to be able to get the view. I feel this game is so friggin' pretty that it would kind of be a travesty not to have the view. Okay. So, yeah, this is not looking too bad, but the underbelly of the ship, at the very least around the hydrogen tank, is gonna have to get sealed. That is pretty much a certainty. And that here, yeah. So I need something like that right away. And even that as well. Because of that conveyor that I now know is not airtight. Okay. So if I weld all of that up, then it should, in theory, allow me to pressurize the rest of the ship. It's down there. There's a lot of engines and things in the way, but try to do my best here. There we go. Spin the ship around and kind of go at an angle like this. You could just make it there. That, if I've done this right, if I've thought this right, ooh, maybe not. That's also part of the hydrogen tank, so this bit also needs to get armored up. Because that's going to be a leak otherwise. So at the very least, these 4 blocks also have to be welded in. Okay. Now I think I've done it halfway decently. So let's just dock the ship back. And then we're going to go inside, and I'm going to look to build an air vent over here in the lounge, which I'm starting to think should be attached to this. Either this or the top of the medical bay, because I know the medical bay is plugged into the oxygen tanks. So it would be the top of the medical bay. Do I have an air vent anywhere in one of these hot bars? I feel like I did. I guess I don't. I guess I don't need more. I'm gonna go for an air vent full. Just like that. Go. I need computers, construction components, and motors. Also gonna need some extra lighting in here. I'm out of motors. Oh. Let's fix that. Let's make, say, 100 at least. Probably 2. Also out of computers. Oh, well, good thing I've got 2 assemblers. I've got some computers on the ship. Okay. I do have a decent amount of these things directly on the cargo ship, right? And not the cargo, the builder ship, but... Let's grab that. Let's grab, let's say, 100 of those. Let's grab some construction components. It is not counting it as sealed. Yeah, doesn't see it as pressurized. Yeah, no, I have a window here, so that's sealed. I think, oh, this, because this is just great. This is not... Okay. I think I know what's going on. The problem is this staircase here. So... Yeah, because I could still see space out there. So that is not sealed. So I'm gonna have to go back underneath the ship. And figure out exactly what I can do with this. Not just what I can do, but what I should do. It looked like it was around here-ish. I was seeing one of those modules on the corner, so it might be this one. I think it might be that corner here, which makes it a bit of a nightmare to seal up, but if I do that, it's kind of completely fill up that area with steel. I'll do that just to be able to get to it with the welder. Not going to completely fill it up because I still need to be able to reach. Grab the ship. Why are my engines off? I'm docked. That's why. There we go. Welder on. I'm quite positive I'm not reaching that block with the welder. So let's just grab a few plates. I will weld those manually. Should be able to get to that with the ship. Same for that. How about this side? It might be that conveyor here. No, that looks sealed on the other side of it, so I don't think so. Ah, it's here! It's that bit! I need more plates. I was looking at the wrong side. So, over there. And down here. There we go. Alright, I should be able to weld that fairly easily. Turn myself that way, that, and then over here. And I have to side weld it just to be able to reach in there, but it still works. That. And then I'm gonna have to spin myself around again. It's like that. Be able to get the welder in there. That I think that will have done it. But just in case, I'm going to weld these because they're already there. Might as well. Oh, I'm bumping into the guns quite a bit here. Let's just step back for a second. There we go. Luckily, because I'm going quite slow, it's not doing much in terms of damage. That yield module might also be a place where I might have an air leak. So that's probably going to be the next place I'm going to seal up if still that hasn't done the job. Just going to dock back on. Airlock is on this side. I might need a second airlock going into the lounge or something, but still not pressurized. So still steeing out of space down there. Not that I could see. that here should be completely... Yeah, because I've got a row of armor blocks here, so that should not be the problem. That's all windowed up. Not seeing any gap. Well, that should be fine. Up here, that should be able to be pressurized. Yeah, that is. It is. It is pressurized. So I'll just drain that back into the oxygen tanks for now. I'm still getting a leak in this part of the ship. And I'm actually kind of okay if it is never fully pressurized. So the only thing I'm going to keep doing right now is I'm going to keep armoring up the bottom. And if it seals it, it seals it. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. I'm not going to fight it too much. There we go. That's a decent amount of armor just added up over there. Yeah, I'll do something like that, I think. There we go. That's a good amount of armor. Plug it in everything that kind of looks like a gap down here. Yeah, that doesn't look half bad. Let's get back into here. I'm gonna grab a lot more plates. Do up another 2,000 plates or so. That's just several thousand plates worth of armor I've just queued up. I've just planned out here. There you go. Just start welding. That looks like it could be a gap here. To the point where I am gonna go ahead and block that up right away. Out of plates. Go. Welder back on. All right. Am I out of plates? I am out of plates. With a bit of luck, some of those plates that I've queued up should be already made, ready to grab. Those assemblers are pretty quick. There we go, 1,600 plates. That's not a bad spot. There we go. Nope, not that one. That one. There we go. Okay, so that's that bit mostly sealed up. Let's do this one now. Not bad. Gotta go kind of around the gun. Get that last block here. That block in there might be tricky to get to. Still gonna try it, but there we go. I'm just in range. Okay, good. Hey. That, okay, the yellow conveyor now I know is not airtight, so that might be my problem. So I might want to armor up over that. That's going to be my first order of business. I'm just going to place basically a whole line of armor in front of it. To try to make it airtight. Something like that, maybe? That does kind of look weird. Not gonna lie. I don't think I like it. Let's do it there instead. Back in there. Welder on. There we go. That's the belly of the ship, mostly armored up now. I do think that little bit of conveyor here might be a leak source. So just gonna do something like that and kind of do the same thing I do with when I build protective cowls around the engines. I'll do the same on here. Although being able to see the color of the conveyor block would be useful, but if it prevents the ship from being airtight, then there we go. Welder on. Let's get in range here. Actually, just gonna step out a bit here so I don't bump into that gun. Then we're gonna go down and over. There we go. That station is now looking a lot more complete than it was before. I am going to have to dig back into it when I get access to jump drives and things, obviously. But this is not a bad start at all. It might be that bit of conveyor. Yeah. Oh. I see the issue here. Now that I know that those yellow conveyors are not airtight, this means I have to block off I mean, could it just be this gap here? Because the rest looks like it could be sealed. So if I just kind of that. For symmetry purposes, I'll do the same on the other side. I'm hoping that's enough to get it airtight. If I look through the window here, nope. I can just barely see inside that the light on this air vent is still yellow. It's still not considered pressurized. Yeah, because if I shut this door, that light turns to blue, which means this little room is pressurized. As soon as I open it up, it turns to yellow, which means that it's not. So this here is not pressurized. And I have a strong suspicion it's because of this bit of the conveyor system. How would I go about doing that then? Because I now know the belly of the ship is sealed. That part is done. If I go back out with just my jetpack and have a look, those conveyors I know are airtight, so that part's fine. Everything else is armored up, so there's no gaps, except for you. You might be a problem. Oh, okay. Well, let's do that. Just gonna armor that up. Just plate that up right there. Okay, so that's kind of the last bit. And you. Oh, okay. All right, all right. So I'm just gonna get back in here. Grab more plates. Engines on. And then... So I saw a couple of little gaps here. So there's that one there. I want to change that one block here, but other than that, it's pretty settled. But there was a couple blocks down here that I also wanted to weld up and make sure that they're there we go. So that now should be the bottom of the ship completely airtight. I still wish there was an overlay to be able to see leaks. Would make things so much easier. There probably is, like, if I, there probably is a way through mods, but I'm playing completely vanilla here. There's no mods at all. I should also stop leaving my welder on every time I leave that ship. So if that is not sealed, if that is not airtight, which it isn't, then I strongly suspect that these conveyors here, those yellow pieces, are the culprit. And if they are, that means that gun has to move so I can armor underneath it. And then I have to armor up over there as well. That piece is going to be easy to change, so that part is fine. It's just around the gun. So I'll have to move the gun out and then armor around it. Which I think should be easy enough to do. I have all of the materials that I need for that. Because it will be right here. Basically, this whole yellow section I'd have to cover up in armor. But to be able to do that, the gun has to come out. So I'll have to bring the ship over, grind down the gun, grind down some of that armor here, which I can easily... I'll do that one by hand, because it's always a bit nervous to grind down stuff with the ship, because it's very easy to target stuff that I'm not wanting to target. And that block over there too. Which I would have to turn into kind of that. And these would have to be flat blocks. Like that. But as you can see, I can't place it here because the gun takes all of that space. Then I'd have kind of that into that. Go. So yeah, basically I'm gonna have to weld all of that, grind down the gun, build an extra conveyor piece underneath the gun, and then armor up all around it. Maybe even that piece of glass is gonna have to go away in favor of armor. I'm not sure yet. Alright, let's grab the builder. Let's grab our building ship and figure this out. I should have plenty of material to build exactly everything I need here. I got components, I got interior plate. Yeah, I got a bit of everything, so I should be fine here. Yeah, okay. Engines on. It's the other side of the ship. Kind of like all of the movements that we have with the guns moving around and everything. I think it's pretty cool. Okay, let's grind down this gun to begin with. So, and I gotta make sure that it's only the gun and nothing else. So, grind it on. Right there. Just approach very slowly. Why is it not? There we go. Okay. We have that. And now I can go, I can step out. Start armoring up a bit more. So I think the best way it's gonna have to be if I go to something like that. Or even that. Like this. Meanwhile, over here, I'm gonna build one of those because I know those are airtight. I need interior plate for that though. Grab just 10 interior plates, just enough to put the blueprint down. Like that. And then the gun goes back on top. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. I think we got something here. All right, let's weld all of that up. Have to move down to here, weld up that conveyor. There we go. All of the armor. That looks decently sealed to me. If I go to here, these little extra blocks. All right. We might be onto something here. Welder off. There you go. If I go back up to here. That's still not pressurized. That is still counting that as not pressurized somehow. Because even if I hit the button here, that's pressurized, and then yeah. So this is still not pressurized, even despite armoring all of this up. Would it be here? Pretty sure I've sealed under the oxygen tank and the hydrogen tank. So, alright, that confirms it, that this part of the ship is never going to get... At least with its current design, I'm never going to be able to pressurize this part of the ship. Much as I want to. Because I am at the point where I have no idea where my leak, my oxygen leak, is. Could be under that. I feel like I've armored that up though. That also means that this little airlock is now absolutely useless. To the point where I could potentially just destroy it. Keep that part of the ship not pressurized and only pressurize the bridge, which is right here. I'm going to want a couple of passenger seats here, just so people can kind of hang out here while we drive around. Or, you know, they can sit down on the couch while I'm driving too. That also works. Passenger bench. Ooh. I don't have the DLC for that though. Oh, look at the passenger seats. Could be that, or it could be smaller control stations. I wouldn't be against that either, actually. Some of these little control stations. With the screens kind of facing that way. And I got those buttons there, so those I don't want to move, but could also have one of these, like that. So that gives me the possibility of having basically a crew of people all in here. Then I just hit that button. This is now pressurized. So now running out of oxygen is just not going to happen. At least in this room. This is going to require a lot of stuff to build though. 100 computer per, so I need at least 400 computers. Let's queue these up right away. Everything else I think I have in high enough quantity to be able to build. Let's do, yeah, just about 100 of those. That should do. Computers are getting made. I needed displays as well. Grab 500 of those. Actually 50 should be enough. Go. The one thing I might do now, that I know I'm not going to be able to seal off this place, cryopods. If I do have people join me here, which I kind of intend to do, cryo chambers I'm gonna need a spot with cryo chambers. Could be up there. Because I know that's also connected to oxygen, hydrogen. Because I could refill hydrogen off of this conveyor here that I'm looking at for the mining ship. What's that looking at? Cryo chamber. How big are these and what do they look like and where do they connect at? They connect behind, so I could have them kind of there, lined up to there on the ceiling. So if I do have friends joining me, they'd be able to just kind of hang out up there. But that means that conveyor line is going to have to get turned into all of these connectors. Okay, I mean, not against the idea. So 400 computers, I need what? 60 construction components. No. 100. I need 100. Grab 100 of that. Don't need the displays anymore. Don't need the plates anymore. We need computers. 400 of those. I think that's it, really. Motors. Forgot motors. 20 of those should be plenty. Yep. And so what I would kind of like to do would be to have these control stations be kind of weapons stations, if anything. So that if you step into here, oh, are those? Weapon rack. I probably want one of these in here. Look in here. So that's custom turret controller, event controller, control panel, emotion controller. So I don't have a way to kind of... I thought there would be a way to just control a gun, like kind of... This is still pretty cool, though. But yeah, for this... So if I go... this thing would only control... This is not my main cockpit. There we go. Enable target locking. Fantastic. Triggers when this grid has been target locked by any other. When this grid has been target... Oh. Okay, I mean, there's something to do with that. If I go to here, do the same thing. You don't control the thrusters. You don't control the gyros. You don't control the dampeners. target locking. Actually, you know what? I could do that for all of these. For these, I'll put the targeting info on the screen as well. Go. There's no lock target, but at some point I'd like to be able to figure out a way to have each of these kind of run a gun, but running low on the oxygen side of things, so let's just breathe that back in. There we go. Same for this control panel. Okay. I want to mark the other chair here as the main cockpit. I'm pretty sure it already is, but thrusters, gyros, dampeners, main cockpit. There we go. So that one doesn't need to be the targeting thing on the large display, so it's going to be Artificial Horizon. All right. I kind of like this. That. I want this place pressurized when I'm driving it so that way I can pilot for a long time and not run out of oxygen. I am kind of digging the way the station looks now. It's still kind of lumpy and pretty ugly, but it looks fierce, and that kind of matters to me. I should dock you back onto the station, because I think it's time to move the station itself. There we go. and shut down the reactor on the building ship for now. And the lights. I believe the mining ship also has its lights on. I could probably shut these off. There we go. What a sight. Look at that. I also did kind of... I do remember kind of detecting iron with the mining ship. There was an iron deposit around here, close to where I crashed with the mining ship on my way back. I do have an ore detector on the nest itself, so I might as well use that. It still annoys me, though, that I'm not able to pressurize this part of the ship, and I'm not sure what is... I don't know where my leak is, and that is annoying me. Is it those connectors? That's a thruster. Oh. It's this. It might be this. Because it's just a few plates here. The reactor... Is the reactor sealed? Or could we see space? I'm not sure. I mean, there is one way to know. There is one way to know for certain. Grind that down. Grind that down. Turn these into that. Put the armor plate back on right there. That would, theoretically, seal that, although we might need some actual armor blocks here. That would be potentially sealing that off. Let's just weld that off real quick. Plates, tubes, construction components. Okay. That's girders, that's not tubes. Still not pressurized. I really don't know where that leak is now. Is it that? Do I need to put a conveyor cap on this? Still not pressurized. Okay, I think... If I turn on the air in here, would I be able to see where the leak is? I'm gonna drop a save. Shut the door. Pressurize this place. I need to also recharge my battery, so I'm gonna sit down in the pilot's seat for a bit. Let's go in there. And it's not, yeah. It stops pushing air out because it's not pressurized. So I would probably need help here. And have, like, people outside watching basically every side of the ship. Just so that when I open that door, you can see the air flowing out. But there, you would probably be able to see that on the outside where the leak is as well. So I feel like this might not be a problem I could diagnose alone. That's kind of sad, but hey. Alright, time to move the big ship, I think. Now, what would our destination be? Actually, I want to go... As we can see, our acceleration is incredibly slow. I did collide with the asteroid a little bit, but at least my armor seems to have held up. It's probably a bit damaged. My ore detector is not finding where that iron deposit was, though. 'Cause I wish I could mark it. So yeah, clearly just from the way this thing maneuvers, I am gonna need a lot more thrusters. I am also gonna turn on my reactor just to make sure we have enough electricity to keep going. There is another planet back there. Okay. I'm gonna take... Okay. What do I need for a jump drive? Prototech. Oh, those are Prototech stuff, though. Yeah, this is all Prototech stuff. That's not... No. Console, programmable, sound block, projector. That's not what I'm looking for. None of this. That's just weaponry, gravity. Different walls, corridors, catwalk, windows, all of that. I should build a weapon rack. That's probably a thing I should have. Magnetic plate. Buggy cockpit, rover cockpit. That's weapons, tools. Could it be called hyperdrive instead? Maybe? Propulsion, I guess? Those are thrusters. Wheels. Gyroscopes. More wheels. So it's not hyperdrive. It's not named a hyperdrive, at least. I am probably going to have to look that up. Because now this place could become a lot bigger. And quite fast. I really want it to be like a full-fledged station. Advanced rotors, hinges, control panels, sci-fi pistons, all of that I'm good with. Beacons and things. I am not seeing... Do I actually have to go into Prototech stuff just to be able to get a jump drive? It might be. I might have to. Okay, I've looked it up enough. I think that's enough for today. I've been going for a while. And I'm dropping frames like crazy. So I think it's enough for now. I am gonna look for a friend to raid. I'm gonna look for a friend to raid. I have to have a friend streaming right now. Gotta be. That was a lot of fun. That was very productive. I'm quite happy with that. Oh, Brain Cell is streaming. That's not even a question. We're raiding Brain Cell. We're gonna go see Brain Cell. Brain Cell has been an avid supporter of this stream for quite a while now. She deserves all the love in the world. So we're gonna go see Brain Cell. Take care, everybody. Tomorrow is going to be... What am I playing on Mondays? What am I usually playing on Mondays? I don't even remember. My brain is that fried. BioShock! That's the one! Yes, tomorrow's BioShock. So, keep an eye out for that. Take care, everybody. I'll see you soon.